I don't like that everybody's like getting on Dan Campbell. This is coming from a Vikings fan. Listen, the Lions wouldn't have been where they got to without Dan Campbell. If Dan Campbell was didn't have an aggressive mindset as a coach to go for it on fourth, they wouldn't have been where they are. So I
But
don't
you
like
can't take that same mentality into the playoffs. If
I
you,
get that.
especially if you've never been there, bruh.
I
It's
get
like
that.
you want to say there's levels to this shit. Well, there's levels to coaching too. And you don't never see Andy Reid go out of the motherfucking box when he don't have to. He gonna take them 3 points if he can, bro. Not in
I
certain
get you.
game like situations. That
I
was a
get
total fuck up. Yes, they get there without no look. You don't like Anthony said. You don't want to his totality of work for the season. You don't want to just blame one game on or one
That's
moment.
all I'm saying. That's all I'm
You don't
saying.
want to do that, but I think the game before the Super Bowl that kind of counts, man.
Bro,
At
listen.
the
That kind of
same time,
counts,
who's to
man.
say that kicker was going guarantee it was guaranteed to make those field goals? Y'all
Shane,
kick it back up.
Shane, it was zero percent that Dan was gonna kick the field goal, whether
He
it
was
was
never,
ten
bro,
yards,
he was never
ten
going to.
yards, or 30 yards. It didn't matter, bro. He
Bro,
showed.
I see these schools. I see these schools twice a year. This is ever since Dan Campbell came. This is how he's coached.
Well, that's good, but you know what? Yeah, they don't get there without Campbell, but they for sure don't get there without that goddamn talent that they got on motherfucking offense because they got some dogs on offense. And
They got
if
some
you had a
dogs.
game manager, if you had a game managing coach, you're in the Super Bowl right now. Sometimes the aggressiveness you can't always use that as your backbone, man.
I
This
think
isn't week 16. This isn't week 12. This is the fucking championship before you go to the Super Bowl, and he hasn't been there. So I understand, and I could see why he did what he did, and he didn't go against his guns. He stayed with it. Well, that shows you if you ever do get back there, don't do that no more, Dan.
he
You got to
might.
take the
Bro,
six.
he's gonna do it again.
And guess what? You're not going to be in the bowl when you're playing against
We
a
don't
team
know.
like the
We don't know
fucking
that.
when you're playing a team like the goddamn Niners, who's literally the best squad in the league, based off payroll and talent on both sides of the ball, bruh. Don't give them opportunities when you can be putting points on the board, bruh.
It's like Shannon Sharp said. You know, you know that the momentum is going to swing, right? Because I mean,
They're
basically
too
that's
good.
football. That's football anyway. And then you're playing San Francisco, who's stacked. They're at home. You know they're going to make adjustments at the half and probably make
Yeah.
a game out of it, right? So how are you going to help him like Dan? He was help everything that the Lions did, from Campbell to dropping passes, that fumble by Gibbs.
I,
Uh,
I, you know, I think, man, the drop passes by freaking Josh
Yep.
Reynolds. I mean,
Yep.
that's I
Huge.
I put
Huge.
more I put more blame on that than like Dan Campbell. Like,
Oh
bro,
no, 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 no. Don't do
I
that.
bl- I
Don't do
why
that.
not?
Don't do that.
You
No,
gotta catch
don't do
those.
that.
You gotta
Because
catch those
because
passes, don't you?
drop balls happen. Drop balls happen.
and
When
fumbles
they
too.
hit you in the
But
hands,
Drop balls happen, fumbles happen, but what don't happen is not going to get 6 points.
that's just
Add
bad
6 points to
situational
that total.
football.
Add 6 points to the total. What's the score?
37-34
Lions
Lions.
win by
I'll rest
three,
my case. I'll rest my case, bro. I don't care how aggressive of a coach you
bro.
are,
If he caught one of those,
but he
we're
but
not
he
we're not we're not talking about
Oh,
we're
we
not necessarily.
definitely are. People will critique and let Dan know you got away with murder, and
If
I'm
they
glad.
no way. If they
Oh
would have
yeah,
won that
yeah,
game, there's
yeah.
no way people are blaming him. No way.
Not blaming him, but somebody is gonna
Critiquing
come
him.
out and say, "Brother, man, if that doesn't work, you're taking you. Anytime you call a play to take points off the board in a prime game like that, I don't know. I like the
And then
aggressiveness, but
and then I was
I like
telling
the
Vito,
aggressiveness too. I do think personally. I think it was one too many. It was one too many. I was with him for one of them, and the last one, I was like, ooh, I don't know, man.
right, right, right.
But that's how they play. That's how he's coached. That's how
Yep.
you gotta go with what you gotta go with what brought you there, right? Like
And
Yes, yes, you do. But when you want to say there's levels to this, that's what I'm trying to say. There's levels to why you can't go for that and those
I mean,
situations, baby.
all I
That's
know
not
is
championship material. It's not championship coaching. I'm
all
sorry,
I
bro.
know is hindsight is definitely 2020. If they would have converted it, we aren't talking about it.
Yes, we are. No, if he would have converted it, we all would have been like Curry's bad shots that he makes, and everyone says, "Oh, those are Curry just makes those." They're still bad shots, whether they went in or not, man. Like that's not high percentage. You're not thinking about the
I agree
team.
with that.
You know that's it's just selfish, man. And I think he thought about more, maybe not of his legacy. I know he was thinking about winning. I know he was, bro, and I know he had the right heart and his mind was in the right place. It just wasn't.
You know
Maybe
what's
the
wild?
best
Hey,
call. I'm not gonna say the right call. The best call.
Vito.
Huh.
You know what's wild?
But
Like I said, the Lions are in our division. I get to see these fools twice a year, every year. I watch a couple of games other than that, right? Just for scouting purposes. And like I said, he's been doing this the whole time, right?
yeah,
And I'm just like, when he first started doing it, I thought to myself, I was like, man, it's gonna come back to bite these fools in the ass, isn't it? And then sure, like, they kept getting better, they kept getting better, they kept winning games playing that way. And sure enough, it finally came back to bite him in the ass at the most inopportune time. It's the funniest thing to me, kind of. Not really.
um,
It's pretty funny.
I was telling Vito last night that it was like, remember when we were in high school and we had the history teacher. We guys, everybody remembers Mr. Loftus. He was a
Yep.
Cubs fan. And remember when Steve Bartman happened?
Oh
You
yeah.
know, and that was like torture for Cubs fans. And I was thinking about it. Actually, the better comparison might be that same year when the Red Sox faced the Yankees in the ALCS, and Grady Little mismanaged Pedro Martinez. Didn't take him out the game when he should have. The Yankees came back and won the game and won the series. That was Game 7, and they fired Grady Little. Now, obviously Dan Campbell's not going to be fired, but I feel like it was that level of like epic mismanagement that punished a tortured fan base who deserved better. So but yeah, that's that, man. We'll talk
they
about that.
deserve. They deserve to win. I don't want to say they deserve better because again, Dan Campbell he did a hell of a job coaching, and he was like up for one of the coaching jobs of the year. But
I
one
mean,
shining moment, one
but bro,
shining moment, Jason.
also, if that damn listen, oh my gosh, that damn Brock Purdy must got a damn shamrock shoved up his ass. That should have been a damn interception. I don't know the
Oh
quarterback's
my,
name.
yeah,
That
Ayuk
should have been
touchdown.
that should have been a damn interception. Bro, he played he played the pass perfectly until he didn't catch the interception. I couldn't fucking believe it. I could not believe it. I was like, these lucky mother.
Hey,
I couldn't believe that.
Jay,
It
when
was
they say there's levels of momentum in games,
that
like
was a
all of that happens when the momentum isn't on your side or when it changes.
yeah,
Things happen like that. You don't kick the
right.
field goal for the score. Here come the Niners. You don't kick the field goal.
Please,
Here comes some lucky interception where he's supposed to pick it off, but IU catches it.
bro.
Then what comes next? Another momentous play, a fumble to the score. Then what comes next? A third down drop, two big third down drops. I mean, that's
Mm.
all momentum, man. I think that's an underrated factor that's not talked about enough.